Hey everyone, this is Comics Villain, and this is another Villain Talk. This video is going to be on the re-release of Avengers Endgame, and it's going to be coming to theaters this Friday. So yeah, let's talk about this. So this is an article from IO9. I just saw it, so first thing I had to do was talk about it. Um, we'll kind of read through this, give you guys a little information on what's being said here as far as Avatar and what content is going to be added to the re-release, and you guys can kind of decide what you'll be doing. Of course, I'll give my 2 cents on whether I'm going to go, but let's see. It's not much, but it's probably going to be more than enough for Marvel Studios to swipe Avatar's box office record. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Avengers Endgame, the most recent numbers I saw were 2.75. So they're really, really not that far from going over Avatar's 2.788 here, as they say. So, after Kevin Feige confirmed to press last week that Marvel would be launching a new push before Avengers Endgame theatrical run could come to an end just shy of Avatar's 2.788 billion box office record, Marvel Studios have now officially given us information about what fans can expect out of the movie's re-release, formerly being dubbed as the Bring Back event. Is it really necessary? Well, if they want to clear that 2.788 billion, then I suppose so. A lot of fans are kind of just done with it. A lot of people have seen it and re-seen it over and over. Now, this does give a slight reason to go and watch it, but then again, it depends what they're going to add, and you'll see here in a second. Beginning Friday, June 28th, select theaters will have stocks of a new poster to give fans coming to see the film again, depicting Tony Stark's version of the Infinity Gauntlet. Meanwhile, the screening itself will include a new introduction, which that's interesting, because if you guys know the introduction, that was what, it was Hawkeye and his, if you guys haven't seen it, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but it is a continuation from the previous movie where it showed Hawkeye with his family and they all disappeared and he was left completely by himself. So at that point he became a completely, different unhinged character. So it's what that is. But if you guys have seen it, then you already know where that was going. So, meanwhile, the screening itself will include a new introduction from director Anthony Russo, an unfinished deleted scene, and a sneak peek of Spiderman Far From Home before it officially opens next week. So let's put it this way. If you haven't seen it, this is a good reason to go see it, especially if you're interested in watching Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, if I may, there's some things we're going to be talking about at the end of this video in regards to Spider-Man Far From Home, because I have heard what the end credit scenes, and there are two, what the end credit scenes of those are, but I'll leave that for the end so you guys can decide whether you're going to stay or not. So that was the new poster right here, new artwork for the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet. Looks nice. Is it enough to warrant sitting in a movie theater for 3 hours again? Probably not. Are people going to do it anyway, and Marvel will get the sub 50 million it needs for its box office crown? Or really, it's a gauntlet, surely. Absolutely. Okay, IO9. So, what do I think will happen? I think it's going to probably go through, no problem. Maybe even it'll go past that. Maybe we'll see it somehow get up to $3 billion, which... I suppose that's a nice send-off, That's either way, it's made a lot of money. Avatar made its success because it re-released the film again in theaters. That's why it got up to what it did with $2.788 billion. Now, Avengers only had that one run, and it's already almost up to that much money. So it needs just a little bit more, and then it'll go right past it. And I think the re-release will do that. Now, let's talk about Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, that is going to be interesting because, as I've heard from a few different sources saying that the film's going to have a few end credit scenes, One of which is Spider-Man waking up to a new world. He doesn't know where he's at, very confused, looks up in the sky, sees 3 different moons, and I believe it just ends right there. And it says Spider-Man will return. And then the last end credit scene is probably the most interesting. And it basically brings in the character J. Jonah Jameson. Now, what's interesting is it is I don't know if that's actually shocking to anybody. It should be. It really should be. And for the reason that this J. Jonah Jameson isn't played by a new actor. Now, if you've ever seen the Tobey Maguire, if you guys have ever seen the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you'll know J.K. Simmons had played J. Jonah Jameson. The funny thing is, they bring J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson. This is what I am being told by different videos, different sources. A lot of people are saying it's confirmed, but we'll have to wait and see for ourselves, right? So the movie's going to be coming out in a week. I don't know. Are you guys going to see that movie, or are you done with Avengers, with Spider-Man, with Marvel, until maybe they bring up something newer and more interesting? Now, I can tell you what'll get me to go back. Now, I do like that they're bringing J. Jonah Jameson in this, if that's going to really happen. I do like that. But I'll tell you what'll really get me excited. Of course, it'll be X-Men, if they do that tastefully, and they incorporate Rogue getting her powers. Now, how did she get her powers? She gets them by stealing them from Captain Marvel and putting Captain Marvel into a coma. Now, Brie Larson was signed on for, so many more movies. I think it was a $500 million contract, something along those lines. And I want to say it was maybe seven films, 5 to 7 films, somewhere between there. There's still a lot that she's going to be doing. She has 2 of those films out of the way, and we'll see more with the upcoming films. If they get X-Men right, if they get the right actors in it, and make it completely different than what we had seen from Fox, incorporating all sorts of new, other Marvel characters into X-Men, and really building up the universe for the mutants. I think we can see some more interest drummed up, no problem. Especially if we're bringing in characters that are really popular and famous from the franchise. You bring in Fantastic Four, and you bring in Silver Surfer and Galactus, Doctor Doom. You do them properly, do them justice, then we're gonna have a great film on our hands. Great films, and people, I think, will be interested once more to revisit the theaters. In the same numbers as before, it's hard to say, because this was 10 years or more in the making, from the first Iron Man to Endgame. There's a reason it got, $2.5 billion. There's a reason, or $2.7 billion, 2.75, I think. So we'll see what takes place in the future, and if they're able to get us to be as excited as we once were. So, you guys tell me what you think about all of this. What you think about the rumors? J. Jonah Jameson. Could that mean a multiverse? Could that just mean they brought him back and that's pretty much all there is to it? Does that mean they're going to bring other characters back from Sony's Spider-Man? What about X-Men? What if they bring some of those characters back, or those actors? Let's just put it that way. We'll say, well, what if they bring those actors back into the fray? I think I'd be excited to see that, and it would open up a lot of possibilities for things in the future to come into play. So, in any case, guys, thank you for watching. That's it for the video. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Help me hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone. Please like and share. Help get the word out. and comment on what you think is going to happen next. So I will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.